Today we are going to discuss perpendicular axis theorem. First, take any plane object or lamina. What is lamina? Thickness of the object is very small or negligible when compared to the surface area. This type of object is called lamina. If the lamina is lying in xy plane, it may have any shape. For our convenience, you take a lamina having irregular shape. Then it is applicable to any type of objects. Lamina may be circular or rectangular or irregular shape. This lamina should lie in xy plane. Let us imagine this as x-axis and this as y-axis, and z-axis is perpendicular to the plane of the board. For our convenience, draw x-axis. Initially, this lamina is passing through the point O and perpendicular to the plane of the lamina. What is the position of the z-axis? This is lamina. This is the point O. Z-axis is passing through the point like this. This is lamina is rotating like this. Okay. Now you can draw two lines, two perpendicular lines passing to the same point and should lie in the plane of the lamina. Let one is x-axis and the other is y-axis. These two axes are mutually perpendicular and also perpendicular to z-axis, and these three are mutually perpendicular to each other, and x and y axis are lying in the plane of the lamina. So, according to perpendicular axis theorem, the moment of inertia of the lamina about an axis perpendicular to its plane and passing through any point is equal to sum of moment of inertia about two mutually perpendicular axes lying in the plane of the lamina and passing through the same point. That means Iz is Ix plus Iy. This is called perpendicular axis theorem. The moment of inertia of this lamina about the point O perpendicular to the plane and passing through any point. It should not, no need to pass through center of mass or center of gravity. You can take z-axis anywhere. Okay, here, here, here or anywhere. Okay. So, if this lamina is rotating like this, now you consider another two axes, x and y axis. For example, if you take x-axis like this, y-axis like this, you should draw z-axis like this. You cannot draw z-axis like this. That's why you are taking x, y and z. Okay. Now consider a point P. A particle of mass m is at point P. R is the distance of this mass from z-axis. Now draw a line parallel to x-axis. This is x and this is y, and this angle is 90 degrees because this is the angle between y-axis and x-axis. Now this is a right angle triangle. Apply Pythagoras theorem. Diagonal square. Diagonal is r. R square is x square plus y square. If m is the mass of the particle, now multiply both sides by m. mr square is mx square and my square. If you want to calculate the moment of inertia of the entire lamina, this lamina is having n number of particles. So, sigma m is capital M, total mass of the lamina. For our convenience, we consider only small particle of mass m to calculate the moment of inertia about z-axis. Okay. Now multiply both sides with sigma m. Sigma m into r square is sigma m x square plus sigma m y square. What is sigma m into r square? Total mass of the lamina and its the distance of the effective mass from z axis, that is moment of inertia about z axis Iz. We know that Iz equal to total mass of the lamina and its perpendicular distance from z axis. Ix is total mass of lamina, its perpendicular distance from x axis is x square. Iy is, from x square the distance is y, from x axis distance is y, from y axis distance may be x. Sigma m into x square. Okay. Now Iz equal to, you can write anyway, Iy plus Ix, or finally you can write like this, Iz is Ix. Rewrite the equation. This is perpendicular axis theorem. According to perpendicular axis theorem, the moment of inertia of a lamina about an axis passing through a point and perpendicular to its plane is equal to sum of the moment of inertia about two mutually perpendicular axes lying in the plane of the lamina and passing through the same point. X and y are lying in the plane of the lamina. These two are passing through the same point O. This is called perpendicular axis theorem.